Suzanne Johnson, and as a district parent and taxpayer, I've repeatedly shared my concerns about the district's budgeting practices and student proficiency scores. With elections, we hear all kinds of promises from the candidates and even false accusations that rely solely on word of mouth. I, on the other hand, back up what I say with facts that I've gathered from regularly attending school board meetings for years and documentation that I prove showing the research that I've done from the district, state, and other official websites. While it may be an inconvenient truth for some of you, the fact is that you approved millions in new spending on athletic fields and additional facility improvements. Check the minutes. Facing elections, you are now saying no tax increase, but that is untenable until you change your spending priorities. It's not fiscally responsible to pass a budget with an estimated $2.5 million deficit and simply hope for another surplus. Given the current economic environment and cuts in public funding, you can't rely on the windfalls from state or federal government funding or better than expected interest rates or investment returns that have led to previous budget surpluses. Another inconvenient truth is that the current board promoted Dr. Mitzel despite years of declining student proficiency, leading to the lowest PSSA scores in the county. Check the state website where they are published every fall. To quote Dr. Steve Dykstra, a renowned expert in literacy and child development, the school that's on the slow road to better instruction is sacrificing another year of children. In the Gettysburg Connection, candidates Ressler, Yerger, and Ewan argue that progress takes time. But how many more years after a decade will you continue to allow our students to fall behind? I must reiterate, I am a mother. I stand here meeting after meeting advocating for what I believe is best for my child and her fellow classmates in this district. Appallingly, speaking on issues before the school board has led to me and my child being targeted, harassed, and threatened as an attempt to suppress the inconvenient truths that I share. I'm not a public official, but you've permitted defamatory statements against me during public meetings where only grievances against school officials should be permitted. Dr. Mitzel, Dr. Bell, Janelle Ressler, Jeannie Ewan, Carl Thompson, and Nick Lavelle have attempted to intimidate me, falsely accused me of spreading misinformation, or made other defamatory statements against me at school board meetings, in the newspaper, or on social media. Their actions and failure by this school board and administration as a whole to intervene when others defamed and harassed me has emboldened others and enabled escalation of this misconduct. As public officials, you must serve all district constituents, even when they exercise the right to redress grievances against this governing body as guaranteed by the First Amendment. Beyond how appalling your behavior has been against me, your conduct encouraged deplorable behavior against my child. Recently, I shared with you a social media post defaming my child in response to simply sharing my concerns about the district's budget of all things. Last year, I shared with you concern for my child's safety when an anonymous letter was sent to my home with the return address of the Adams County Detention Center and Coroner's Office. With absolutely no legal standing to do so, you could deny my request regarding a photographer's access to the sidelines and other restricted areas where my child is participating in sporting or other school events. Even though I made no attempt to limit access to public areas, nor did I attempt to limit access to restricted areas where my child isn't participating. The only safety protocol added last year was a resource officer here at our school board meetings, which does absolutely nothing to ensure my safety or the safety of my child beyond this boardroom. I have never, and would never, be malicious or a threat to anyone, and I'm concerned about the unhinged behavior directed at me and my child. If this school board and administration continue to fail to take corrective action, there could be further escalation of the defamation and harassment, or even potentially physical harm against me or my child. You claim to put students first. What about my child? You haven't held each other accountable, but I pray that voters will go to the polls tomorrow and demand the change that can only come from removing Thompson, Ewan, Yerger, and Ressler from this board.